Okay, this tutorial will show you how to make a basic configuration of the Windows 2008 and how to take a snapshot using a VMware vSphere or the VMware workstation. So when you first open, you will see 4 different machines. Okay, and this is router, and this is your main 2008 server, and this is your secondary server. We may not need this secondary server, and we have a Windows 7 client machine. So at the very first time, do not just turn off, please, the power of this router before you power on this main server. So if this is on, then please power off your router. By the way, this router is only needed when you need to need an access to the internet. And 2008, let's just power on. Okay. So for the demonstration, I already powered on this 2008 server. Okay, it's right here. But let's just close this console window to open up. So after you turn on, okay, you can right click this machine and you can click power, and now this machine is on. But if it's off, then please turn on this machine. Okay, so you can open this console window. Let's say right click on this main server and then choose open console. You can expand this window like this. The first window you will see is something called initial configuration tasks window. So let's just minimize this. Okay, let's minimize this. Okay, first let's minimize this this initial configuration and tasks window. Okay, and actually before we move on, the reason that we turned off this router before we powering on this main server is that if the router is on, then this Windows server will try to get a lot of updates, okay, automatically from the internet. So that will take a lot of time to reboot this machine. That's why you first turn on this router, and you turn on this router only when you need an internet. Okay, so for now, you just turned off for the first time when you first log in this virtual machine. Okay, so look at the 2008 server, and we're going to first, what we are going to do, actually we need to do, let's say, 3 or 4 things. The first thing is turn off a window firewall. Just go to Start and then go to Control Panel, and then you see the window firewall, right? Double click and then click this link and then make sure that the window firewall is off. And just close the window. And this is, by the way, this is Control Panel, right? So just click Window Updates and change setting. And then what we want is never check for update. Click this and then OK. And then let's just close this. Okay, next, okay, the third thing that we should do is change IE, Internet Explorer, enhanced security feature. So go to Start, Admin Tool, and then you go Server Manager. Okay, and then you'll see Configure IESC, and then make sure that it's off and off. Okay, and then OK. Then close this Server Manager, because without read IE's enhanced security configuration, whenever you visit a new site, this a lot of security warning will be generated. So we don't want that. So we just disabled IE's enhanced security configuration feature, and then finally just password change. Go to Start, let's say Admin Tool and Server Manager, and then go to Configuration. Okay, just expand this. Oops. Expand this configuration and expand local users and group, and then click Users, and then right click on Admin, and then choose Properties, and then check user cannot change password, the password never expires. Apply and OK. And then let's just close this Server Manager. The last thing that you should do is, actually this is something that you should do every time when you log in. Just check the IP address of your server 2008K. So go to command prompt and type ipconfig. Okay, the IP address of this server is 192.168.0.20. Of course, if you use virtual machines in your laptop, this IP address is different. So just every time you log in, first check the IP address of your 2008 server. This is very important later on. Now let's just take a snapshot. Okay, snapshot of this current state. And when you go to this icon, I'll say take a snapshot of this virtual machine. Okay, so click this icon and just name it as, just label it as initial setup. Okay, so description is initial setup, nothing, so just basic configuration is done. Okay, just write any description that you would like to write, and then click OK. So this process will take some time. Just wait until these two icons become activated again. Okay, so but when you look at this client program at the bottom, it shows that now it's 80%. See, so now it's, when it becomes 100%, let's just wait. 94, 95, okay, now it's completed, and go back to this console, and you see that these two icon now, they become reactivated. And then just click the last one. This is Snapshot Manager. So you see that this initial setup, right? So every time when we begin a new lab, or when you have a problem, you can always go back to this initial state. Okay, so by click this initial setup and by clicking go to, you can always go back to the initial setup state. Okay, well, so for now, we don't have to go to this initial setup state. So let's just close this window. Okay, so this is the end of the first tutorial. And let me before we do that, just let me show you how to connect to the internet. Before we end this tutorial, go to your router, virtual machines, and power on. Okay, so just open the console of this router. Just right click and open console. So it'll take some time for them to completely reboot. Let's see, let's just wait. Let's just wait. Okay, now it's when you see this window, okay, that means now router is now is become activated. You don't have to do anything. Okay, just close this console window. Now you know that router is reactivated, and go to start. Actually, just click this browser. So see, the configuration is not enabled because we disabled this security feature. So we won't have any security warning. So type www. Okay, so http://www.google.com. Yes, now we can access to Google. Okay, this is the end of tutorial number 1. Let me just stop recording.